Welcome to our exploration of Las Meninas, an artwork that has fascinated art lovers, historians, and philosophers alike for over 350 years. Painted by Diego Velázquez in 1656, this painting is not only a visual masterpiece but a puzzle, one that has kept viewers intrigued with its complex, almost theatrical composition. Today, we'll walk through the secrets, symbolism, and revolutionary qualities that make Las Meninas one of the most enigmatic works in art history. Princess Margarita Teresa, the center of the scene. The primary figure in Las Meninas is Princess Margarita Teresa of Spain. At first glance, she seems like any royal child, innocent, angelic, and standing at the very center of attention. Her wide, curious eyes are also located right at the geometric center of the painting, immediately drawing our gaze to her. At this time in history, Margarita was a young princess but also the future of the Spanish Empire, an empire already beginning to show signs of strain. Velázquez captures her not only as a child but as a symbol of hope and continuity. But it doesn't take long to realize that Velázquez isn't simply painting a portrait of the young princess. There's something more complex happening in this scene, and Margarita is merely the entry point into a world of hidden meanings and layered interpretations. The painter in his own work. As you begin to examine the painting, you notice an unexpected figure on the left side. Diego Velázquez himself, brush in hand, seemingly in the middle of painting a portrait. This is highly unusual for a royal portrait. Typically, the artist remains outside the frame, unseen, documenting the subjects rather than participating in the scene. But here, Velázquez breaks the rules. By placing himself in the composition, he suggests that this scene is not just about royalty but about the role of the artist. In a time when painters were seen as mere craftsmen, Velázquez's decision to include himself, dressed in court attire, with a meditative gaze, was a daring move. It implies that he is not merely an observer but an essential part of this world. It's as if he's claiming his place within the royal court, not as a servant but as an artist deserving of respect and recognition. In Las Meninas, Velázquez elevates the status of the painter to that of a participant and even a protagonist. The mysterious mirror. The complexity deepens as we notice a mirror on the back wall of the room. Inside that mirror, we see the faint reflections of King Philip IV and Queen Mariana. But where are they, exactly? Are they in the room, observing the scene? Or are we, the viewers, meant to stand in their shoes? This mirror is more than a simple detail. It's a portal into another layer of reality, one that confuses our sense of perspective and makes us question where we are in relation to the figures. Interestingly, the vanishing point of the entire painting, the spot where all perspective lines converge, isn't on the mirror where we might expect. Instead, it's on the open doorway at the back of the room. This subtle shift suggests that the mirror is not showing us a straightforward reflection of the king and queen, but perhaps reflecting the image on the artist's canvas. In a clever twist, Velázquez has turned the mirror into a tool that disrupts our expectations, making us question who and what we're actually seeing. The doorway and the physical space of the painting. In the background, we find another intriguing figure, Don José Nieto Velázquez, the king's chamberlain, standing framed in the open doorway. His presence, like the mirror, serves to remind us that this is a three-dimensional space with depth, movement, and life. By placing him in the doorway, Velázquez emphasizes that this scene isn't just an ordinary family portrait. It's a dynamic moment, frozen in time. But why is the doorway so significant? Velázquez uses it as the vanishing point, drawing our eyes to the furthest point of the room, creating a powerful sense of space and inviting us to step into this reality. We're not just viewers, we're participants, drawn into this royal setting. The doorway symbolizes the boundary between reality and the artistic world, blurring the lines and making us feel as though we're inside the painting itself. The red jug and the illusion of idealized beauty. Velázquez carefully selected colors in this painting, using a mostly muted palette with a few vibrant details that demand our attention. One of these details is the red jug, a buquero, a clay water jug from Mexico, held by the princess's maid. This particular object was not just decorative, it was a symbol of status and beauty. Buqueros were used to carry and flavor water, but they had another peculiar purpose. People believed that eating small pieces of the clay would lighten their skin. This little red jug represents the idealized beauty standards of the time, highlighting the contrast between the aristocratic appearance of the princess and the reality of those who labor under the sun. Velázquez subtly critiques these ideals, showing that even in a portrait meant to display royal perfection, there's an element of constructed, perhaps even artificial, beauty. The mythological paintings on the back wall. If we look closely, we notice two paintings hanging on the back wall, depicting scenes from Ovid's Metamorphoses by Peter Paul Rubens and Jacob Jordians. These scenes aren't random. They show mythological stories of mortals who dared to challenge the gods in the arts. The paintings serve as an allegory. Just as these mythological figures tried to rival divine talent, Velázquez, through Las Meninas, asserts that painting is a divine art form worthy of respect. In an era when painters were considered lower in status than poets or musicians, Velázquez subtly argues that painting is a high art, capable of capturing reality, idealized beauty, and mythological significance all at once. The artist's quiet revolution. Las Meninas isn't just a family portrait or a royal scene. It's Velázquez's bold statement about the nature of art and the role of the artist. In this painting, he weaves together multiple perspectives, blending reality with illusion, making the viewer both a part of the scene and an outsider looking in. He challenges the traditional hierarchy of the arts by including himself, demonstrating that painting can be as powerful and meaningful as any other form of expression. At a time when painters were often seen as laborers rather than creators, Velázquez used Las Meninas to elevate the status of artists, arguing for the intellectual and creative dignity of the painter. His inclusion of himself and the intricate, layered details of the scene serve as a testament to the artist's ability to capture not only physical likeness but also the complexity of life and the world. A timeless mystery. Las Meninas is a painting that has defied simple explanations for centuries. Its mysterious composition, shifting perspectives, and clever symbolism create an artwork that feels almost alive, continuously challenging us to look deeper. Velázquez didn't just paint a scene, he crafted an entire world, one that draws us in and refuses to let us go. By bending the rules of reality and creating an illusion of life, he left us with an image that's as much about perception and perspective as it is about the people it depicts. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the mystery of Las Meninas. If this exploration of art history has sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's so much more to discover, and we'll be here to guide you through every brushstroke and story. Stay tuned for more insights into the world's greatest masterpieces.